Welcome back, everybody, to 99 episode 4, where we finally get to see what Sophie looks like. We saw her last time, but it's good to have her greet us.
Yeah, and here she is.
戻ったわね。お帰りなさい。
We didn't even need to say anything. She's got it for us.
新しい枝のおかげで情報を正確に共有できて助かるわ。常に監視しているなんてカケルには言っていたけれど、実際はかなり甘かったのよね。手抜きしていたわけじゃないわよ。あの子が悪人じゃないことは早々に分かっていたから、四六時中張り付く必要はないってそう判断したの。
But you're saying that you could have. Would that mean that somebody else would be taking a shift as her illusory body, or is there just some other autonomous illusory body function that she could be using, kind of like Ghost? I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, we actually don't know how many she has access to.
True, you're right.
でも今は抜かりないわよ。
Oh, okay.
ちゃんとあの子の行動はすべて記録している。
Turns out these games are actually just her recordings.
She has us on CCTV.
つまりあなたがどんな干渉を行ったかもしっかり把握できているというわけ。意思疎通が難しい以上、こちらでできるフォローは可能な限りさせてもらうわ。
Oh, thanks.
反応が薄い相手に得意げに語っても虚しいだけね。
I said thank you. What more do you want?
そもそも本当に私の声聞こえてる？実は聞こえていなくて一人で喋っていたなんてオチだと、さすがの私も涙目になるわよ。
Oh, damn, that one hits a little close to home, doesn't it?
Man, I didn't know Sophia is also playing parquet.
Oh, damn. I was just going to say she's also a Let's Player, but nah, you went even deeper than that.
ま、いいわ。いろいろ試していたようだけど、ノアの問題を解決する
Look,
には
it's
至ら
not
な
even
かったみた
just to
い
dig
ね。
at us, because every single channel that played that game had significantly lower numbers than they normally do.
Yeah, it just wasn't that popular.
Even though I liked it. Except, again, like I've said many times before, I'm sure somebody's sick of me saying it, but I really like that game. I really love it if you cut it off of the credits.
I agree. I think it could have done without the after stories and it would have been fine.
Look, I ignore those ever happening. They're after the credits. I've already left.
You know what? That's fair.
最低限の干渉でイーリス打倒の運命に導けるのが一番ではあるけれど、手間を惜しんでいる場合ではないわね。
Okay, so we need to just give in all the effort. Really force it in there. Shoehorn it.
じっくり時間をかけてノアと向き合うしかなさそう。あるいはイーリスを倒す別の手段を見つけ出すか。私から提案できるのはそれくらいね。例のごとくやり方は任せるわ。以上、引き続きよろしくね。ナイン。
Thanks, I'm putting in the bare minimum. I'm literally just clicking a button. Sometimes I use the mouse. Like right now.
Every time she does that, I just think, solar flare!
Bloop. Whee! New route. For real.
Please, please,
Oh, no.
please.
かけるな兄貴。持ってきやしたぜ。
Okay, it's close, but it's not quite. The Shiro Mitsugawa is. It's darn close, though.
ほい、絆創膏。
Yep. Okay, yeah, we're back at the beginning, right after the earthquake and the relic shattering.
Mhm. Oh, that...
Install memories, right off the bat.
Dang it. It hurts.
Can I get a bandage for my brain, please?
わ、大丈夫？そんなに深く切った？
Oh. Ooh. No. I'm fine.
We couldn't wait for the system to boot up, so we just slammed the cartridge in there right out the gate.
大丈夫じゃないじゃん。めっちゃ血出てるじゃん。ほら、使いなよ、絆創膏。
Yeah, thanks.
It's not just your finger, it's also from your eyes and your ears and your nose. Are you okay?
その前に消毒液使ったら持ってきてあげたよ。
Thank you very much.
I splashed the disinfectant on the wound and applied the bandage, just like Resident Evil. I still feel a bit disoriented, but I'm starting to get used to the abrupt process of having future memories stuffed into my head all at once. Granted, this is technically my first time experiencing it. I can imagine using Overlord so much that I lose track of which me is really me, but I don't think it'd really have a side effect that cartoony. Okay, I don't know for sure, so maybe I shouldn't be abusing it just in case. I've seen other people eroded by their stigmata after all.
本当に大丈夫？
I can see the future!
ちょっと顔色悪い？家で休んでく？
No, I'm fine. The sight of so much blood, it's a lot to take in.
He looks down at his finger and just passes out.
弱っ。
Oh, shut up. How is the sacred relic? Does it seem fixable?
どうだろう。完全に壊れちゃったし。ダメだったら紙粘土とかで適当にレプリカ作っておけばいいんじゃない？マジっすか。いいんすかそれで。そう。
She's just the worst shrine keeper and teacher ever.
I absolutely understand why she ended up getting possessed.
Yeah.
I suppose the festival's canceled after this.
You know what? I just really imagine Iris coming to her in the middle of the night and being like, hey, you mind if I take your body for a ride? And she's just like, sure. What could go wrong?
知ら
Yep,
ないけど、
100%.
二人はもう帰っていいよ。また地震来たら危ないし。
What could go wrong? Flashes forward to the entire city being destroyed.
Huh, is that my fault? Oh well. I'm going back to sleep.
ほーい。じゃあ、兄やん、帰ろっか。
Oh hey, it's only the second one. But we started a new route, so who knows how many we'll have.
Yeah, let's.
I stand up and take a peek over yonder. Yonder? What?
ごめんなさい。今は写真をご遠慮していただけると、まだ自信あるかもしれないので避難を。
That's Miyako. Her name's not Yonder. Kujo in cosplay is having an uphill battle with instructing people to evacuate. Guess I should back her up before I head home.
Hey, Sora, go on without me.
うん。なんで？
I just got one last piece of work to take care of. I'll see you around, Miss Narissa.
はーい、お疲れ様。申し訳ありません。写真はご遠慮ください。今は避難を。
Excuse me, folks. This is an emergency, so if you could all please kindly follow the evacuation instructions, please.
新見くん？
We appreciate your cooperation. Could you please form a line over this way?
I cut in on the crowd surrounding Kujo, and they start to disperse, all of them clearly displeased.
Right. I'll be heading off then. Good work today.
My work here is done.
お疲れ様。ありがとう。
I say my goodbyes to Kujo and leave the shrine.
That's the look of I'm going to try and go down
レ
that
イヤー
route.
さんと知り合いだったの？
Less friends, more classmates.
But I have seen some things about that classmate.
It would be so weird to have those memories.
Yeah, when you really stop and
Oh, no,
think
no.
about it.
I realize I'm saying that as Sora is on screen. A lot weirder to have those memories.
Yeah, it's fascinating because I legitimately do not know if I could keep a straight face or just talk to people normally when I have memories of having like intimate relationships with them in a completely separate timeline.
Yes.
Like, how do you mentally separate you in the present moment from you in these other timelines. I mean,
Yeah.
when you really think about it, it's kind of remarkable because he's got to have some crazy mental fortitude to actually do that.
I guess the way you'd have it treated is like it's all like a dream. So, we've all had dreams about people around us
True.
that like we work with or go to school with, stuff like that.
Mhm.
We're guys, it happens. And I guess you'd have to treat it like that. Like, because it's not you who's doing it.
Yeah, it's you
It's
from the
another-
past. Yeah, it's like a
you
lucid
from the-
dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
I thought you were going to say a different kind of dream.
Well, I mean, it starts with an L, but
めっちゃ可愛いから芸能人か声優さんとかかなって思ってた。ニーニと同じアルバイトだったんだ。
Oh, I wouldn't call it a part-time job for her. It's more like helping out her family business.
家業？イベント会社？
Oh, she's the heiress of the Corona group.
incidentally, they've had it rough the past few years.
コロナ。
Yes.
Well, you can argue that they've been spreading like never before.
Ooh, too soon?
Yeah, like Corona Cola.
え？コロナの令嬢とクラスメイト？
All right.
That is the exact response that I would expect someone to have if you brought up Corona Cola.
Yeah.
Sure am.
へえ、すごいな。社長令嬢か。ニーニ、ちゃんと仲良くなっときなよ。そんで定期的に焼肉をおごってもらおう。
All right. Well,
Good luck with that one.
okay. Well, I mean, it has to have two. That's my rule. There have to be at least two because she's
Okay,
had other
that's
one-offs.
Yeah. Ah, man, you're the worst.
世の中金ですぜ、兄貴。
Damn.
Sure, whatever. I'm going home.
ちょい。
For what?
どこ行くの？道違うでしょ。
We're going to the station. You're not coming to my place.
I've seen what happens if I let you stay at my place, and we're not repeating that.
Shudders.
だよ、もういいじゃん。私もあそこ住みたい。
No.
Flashbacks, PTSD style. Yeah, cry me a river. You're going home.
Just bouncing all the way home. The wonderful thing about Sora is Sora's a wonderful thing.
She's the only one.
It's actually true.
Right. See you later. Fare thee well and safe travels.
雑。流れ作業的に見送りやがって。
I mean, a train's kind of like an assembly line.
Train's awaiting, sis.
分かったよ、もう。じゃあね、バイバイ。
Yep. Bye-bye.
I thought for a second she wasn't going to leave.
I thought for a second the rival exit theme would start.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. I watch as Sora walks through the ticket gate until she's out of sight. Okay, that's done. Crisis averted. Now, going home and killing time until dinner is the designated route after this, but I'm supposed to encounter Sophie tonight. I don't know for sure when Iris started meddling with this world, but it's a safe bet to assume that it was at the same time as Sophie. That means that Iris will catch on to me tonight at the earliest. I can move around without anyone trailing me until then.
Good call.
Yeah? That being said, I'm not going to be able to come up with a plan to outwit Iris in just a few hours. Nevertheless, I don't want to waste what little time I have. No, I don't want to waste it. But what should I do? When's the earliest I get to know Yuki? Not till much later, I bet. So I guess my immediate goal is to make friends with Yuki ASAP.
That's not gonna. Well, I was about to say that wouldn't be that hard. I mean, it would be hard to make friends with her, but at least she goes to the cafe
That's true.
a lot.
Yeah, I mean, buy her a parfait, try to break the ice with a couple of anime questions. Maybe that's the way to do it.
I don't know.
It would be best if I could make friends with her by today, but Gotta think. How do I meet her and get to know her? I don't know where she lives. I only know that she goes to Kuho Girls Academy, but today's a Sunday. She's a regular at 9 Ball, but I only see her there after school. I don't remember seeing her there on a Sunday. But there's a chance that she'll drop by on the way back from the festival. Wait, was she even at the festival? I don't really remember.
Me neither, man.
Actually. Maybe wandering around town in hopes that I encounter her by chance will work? Man, what should I do?
All right.
He just turns around and walks right into her. I've made up my mind. First, I'll walk around the front of the station. Then, if I don't find her, I'll head over to 9 Ball. It's worth a shot. I won't get my hopes up too high, but I'll do whatever I can. So, where to first? Walking around here is fine, but I really should narrow down the places that Yuki is likely to be at. So, maybe a store with anime merch, or an electronics store that sells video games. Speaking of games, would she go to an arcade? What? There she goes. Maybe I should hit up round 2 while I'm at... Out of the corner of my eye, I catch a glimpse of a familiar figure. What are the odds?
Oh.
I like your cosplay. I found her. There she is, right there, right under my nose. I don't know if she's on her way
Man.
back. What?
He's got a big nose.
Cyrano de Bergerac. I don't know if she's on her way back from the festival or going shopping, but there she is, walking around with the same straight face. Wow, I can't believe I actually ran into her. This is insane. Today's my lucky day. I should call out to her. Yeah, let's do that. It's the right thing to do. We haven't formally met. That seems like a really bad idea.
You've never... Yeah.
Okay, what's the holdup? Get out there and say something.
Damn it.
No, I can't do it. Knowing Yuki, she'll think I'm trying to hit on her or something. I know Yuki, but the fact that I know her and she doesn't know me will make her think, huh? What? Are you a stalker? It's no good. I can't think of any way to speak to her without coming across as suspicious. This is way too high of a hurdle for a virgin like me. What does that have to do with it? Anyway, I've got to catch up to her before I lose sight of her. So we'll just stalk her instead? That's better. My rather pathetic inner conflict aside, Yuki continues to calmly walk on. She's moving away from the station. Maybe she's going to 9 Ball? If she's not going home yet, then I thankfully still have a window to say something to her. If she's going to 9 Ball, then I can have a drink and take my time to come up with a plan to talk to her too. Once Yuki diverges from the main street to a place with fewer people, she stops dead in her tracks. She already knows we're following her. Does she know I'm tailing her? I fret to myself for a second, but it doesn't seem like she does. Oh, I wonder if the cats are there.
Oh.
It'd be way too suspicious if I stopped too, so I walk past Yuki, turn the corner, and keep tabs on her from behind a building. And now I'm in full stalker mode. Great. Yuki makes sure nobody is looking and crouches down. Her eyes are fixed on the rear tire of a motorcycle parked on the street. It's a cat. An orange tabby, I believe. Its face is charming and cute. Yuki takes a long, hard look at the cat. The cat looks back at Yuki, slightly on guard. The deadlock continues for several seconds. She checks again to see if anyone else is around. Just a guy with a slide whistle, but that's fine. The timing on that. Readies herself and goes to pet the cat when...
Oh.
It runs away from her. It bolted out of there at top speed the second she stuck out her hand. Aw. She doesn't feel good about that. She's very clearly disheartened after getting turned down by that stray. That cat let her get really close, and just when she thought it was safe to take another step to pet it, it ran off. I have to wonder if Yuki has tried to do this multiple times in the past. I'm guessing she's failed every time. Well, that most likely explains why she was so happy when she got to pet those cats to her heart's content with Kosaka-senpai's power. Relatable. Heaving a sigh, Yuki stands up. Oh crap, she's coming this way. It seems safe to assume she's heading to Nine Ball given the direction she's walking, so I could get to the cafe before she does. But if my assumption is wrong, this chance encounter is going to go right down the drain. I quickly hop over to a side path before Yuki comes. Then, after I let Yuki get a head start, I resume tailing her. I follow her for a few minutes, maintaining a set distance. And as I suspected, she comes to Nine Ball. I wait about 5 minutes after Yuki enters the cafe before making my own way in.
いらっしゃいませ。
The waitress shows me to my seat. I order a cola and play with my phone until it arrives. Then I give it the occasional sip as I observe Yuki from afar. Ooh, I like this. She gracefully enjoys a parfait and a cup of black tea as she reads a novel. This is my big chance to say something to her, but how should I break the ice?
When I obviously looking at the book, my first thought was that it's not a novel. The path of the righteous is beset on all sides by the iniquity and tyranny of evil men.
You just walk up and be like, hey, have you ever seen Pulp Fiction? I love that movie. Actually, this is a novelization.
To be fair, that speech is literally perfect for her character.
Oh, actually, you're right. That would be great. Can you imagine her rattling that off as the ritual to activate the order?
100% yes.
Amazing. She's just gonna look at me like a weirdo if I come up to her out of the blue and say, she's the key to defeating Iris or something. Actually, you know what? She probably would appreciate that.
Actually, I think you're right.
Immediate headcanon. She's just like, oh, that makes perfect sense. I'm the chosen one. I've been waiting all my life for this.
Like, let's be honest, with how she is, if he had the right information and was just like, hey, your future self sent me back in time.
Da-na-na-da-da-da.
She'd probably be like, yeah.
He walks up to the table. Are you Noah Yuki? Come with me if you want to live. But would she? This is Yuki after all. The same Yuki who started speaking about different dimensions when she first met a fellow chunni, Takamine.
Yep. So we gotta deliver the Arnold line.
Yep.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
You know what? We could try it. It's not a tomb.
Put the cookie down.
If I were to lay everything out to her straight, she'd probably take it all in stride, wouldn't she? In fact, she's probably the type that'd get all hyped up and say something like, "At last, the day has finally come." She already has a supernatural power with that artifact, so she wouldn't think I'm lying too. No, wait. When does Yuki get the artifact in the first place? Actually, that's a good question.
Actually, yeah, I was wondering that, actually.
It's gotta be later, right? I know she's the type to get excited over being able to use superpowers. No way she would be sipping on tea if the artifact had already chosen her. If I want her to believe my story, it'd be better to do so after I learn about the status of her artifact. But I should make my move. Even if she doesn't have her artifact now, she'll believe me. And even if she doesn't believe me, I'll play along with her. If I match her attitude, I doubt she'll treat me with hostility. That's actually a good plan. Alright, my plan's set. I've got to use as much chunni power as I can muster to grab her attention.
Oh.
Then, I build a friendly relationship. Let's do it. It's showtime. I stand up, taking my glass, and check with me.
I do like that read on that one.
Yeah, I was just thinking Beetlejuice. That's immediately what popped into my head.
Of course. Of course.
I stand by Yuki's side and look down at her for a few seconds to make sure she's aware of my presence. Next, I plop myself down in the seat in front of her.
Oh.
She takes a quick, suspicious glance at me. She quickly returns her eyes to the book and murmurs in an uninterested tone.
相席なら遠慮してほしい。
I must. The future of the world depends on it.
You're Noah Yuki, aren't you?
She peeks over at me again. Her eyes are clearly on guard now.
どこかで会った？
No, not yet.
まだ？
Yeah.
I carefully choose my words. I try to mimic Yuki's words and tone as much as possible.
In this timeline, at least. But in an alternate timeline, we've already met.
Her reaction is weak. She's not buying it. God, being the only one trying to sound cool is so freaking embarrassing. Okay, how about this then?
I'm a member of the Valhalla Society.
There we go. Yuki's eyes shoot open. Yeah, some guy off the streets knowing the name of the organization you thought up of as a kid is bound to be a shocker.
あなた、一体。
Yes, she's showing interest.
Do you have a relic? Seems you do not.
In that case, I shouldn't chance talking about it. Yuki should be coming into possession of an artifact in the next few days. When she does, Yuki will understand that I'm not just some chunni flirt. I'm sure that getting her to understand on her own will be more effective than me flapping my gums at her. Yuki's patented fake it until you make it strat.
Do you have a pen and paper?
ええ、持っているけど。
Let me borrow them.
Yuki opens her bag while shifting her eyes around the cafe. I don't know if seeing Yuki so bewildered is a fresh take, or just throwing me off my game. Either way, Yuki is so confused that she's kind of showing her true colors. But man, being the only one putting up an act is so embarrassing.
はい。
Thank you.
I take the notebook and pen and open to a random page. I scribble down my phone number and Lime ID, then I return it to Yuki.
If you obtain a relic, make sure to contact me.
えっと。
Suspicious? I know. But you shall know in due time as to why I spoke to you in this manner. A threat is drawing near, and your power is essential. I await your call. Till we meet again.
I take my check, stand up, and head to the register. I pay the check and leave the cafe. I hope he had exact change because it would be really awkward if he had to stand there while she made change after
Yep.
that big show. Dots. More dots.
To be fair, that was the face of he's so cool.
Yeah, it worked. It definitely made an impression. It's weird to see these dots in the context that's not what you'd think it would be.
Mm.
I walk for a few steps and stop in place, letting out a deep, deep sigh, like a Chicago pizza sigh. Holy hell, that was embarrassing. I'm not cut out for acting like a chunni. That was my absolute limit. But I'm pretty sure it worked. That performance was bound to leave an impression. Now, whether it was a good or bad impression is anyone's guess. But even if it was bad, it should change for the better just as soon as she gets that artifact. I'm pretty sure she'll consider me an ally and give me a call too. And if I screwed up,
Yeah, I'll just have to start over from scratch.
anyway, I'll head back and wait for her to call. All that bad acting has really tuckered me out. I thought you did pretty well.
It could have gone better. Could have gone worse.
Yeah, you know. I get back to my place and nervously wait with my phone in hand so I can be ready for a call at any time. Night falls, but still nothing. Sora was chosen by the artifact after the fire at school, if memory serves. That'll be about 3 or 4 days from now. Yuki should also be a user by that time. If I don't get any contact from her before then, the plan's a bust, and I'll have to start over. I wonder, actually thinking about it, how much time it was before the incident with the petrification, because I think that's probably around the time when everything really started.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember how long after the earthquake and festival and all that was. A couple of days?
It was before the fire, right?
Yeah, it was before the fire, because we kind of started to learn about the artifacts at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I should probably do what I can during this sit and wait period. And that means
いらっしゃいませ。
I come to 9 Ball again. I should try to recreate the start of my friendship with Kujo as closely as I can.
The beef cutlet combo with rice.
はい。ビーフカツレツのセットをライスで。以上でよろしいですか？
Yes.
かしこまりました。
She quickly writes down my order.
ごめんなさい、新見くん。少しだけいい？
No, what's up?
これ、見覚えないかな？
Oh, well, she got hers.
Jewelry?
With a slight tinge of guilt in the back of my head, I play dumb to the fact that I know it's an artifact.
Going straight from the event to a part-time job must be rough. I have to give you props.
新見くんもお疲れ様。いつもありがとう。
Everything?
お店に来てくれて。
She smiles sweetly and heads off to the kitchen, ending our conversation. I didn't remember the exact details of our conversation, so that last part ended up making my heart skip a beat. God, I'm such a pushover. Anyway, I've successfully planted the seed. But...
Oh, not in this timeline.
Do I just keep following my memory's script? The fire that's supposed to happen the day after tomorrow will cause Kujo to reveal her artifact. But if things go according to my memories, then we'll end up killing the user who started the fire by making his power go berserk. Should I make Kujo bear that cross? And there's also the start of all of this. The human petrification incidents. The first victim is likely going to spring up tomorrow night. Okay, that answered my question.
Mm-hmm.
Yoichi is going to kill someone. I know that for a fact. I should change it. That's why I have these future memories in the first place. I can stop the Flame user's rampage and Yoichi's first kill before anything happens. That would effectively make my future memories useless at that point, but it's better than letting people die.
お待たせしました。ビーフカツレツのセットです。
Oh, I didn't order the cola and flan.
今日のお礼。嫌いだったら残してもいいから。ごゆっくりどうぞ。
There's just the guy in the kitchen who looks exactly like the guy from Courage the Cowardly Dog. Try Fantasy Flan. Try Fantasy Flan. That episode was creepy, but a lot of them were.
Actually, yeah.
She picks up her tray, bows her head slightly, and leaves. I'd forgotten she threw in these freebies. I'll humbly accept them, though.
Itadakimasu.
I put my hands together in prayer for a moment, then grab my pair of chopsticks. I have to get the best possible outcome without letting anyone else die. I'm going to try my damnedest to make sure it works out.
ありがとうござ ざいました。
I finish my meal and exit the cafe. That's when it happens.
Oh.
My phone vibrates in my pocket. I pull it out and check it. It's an unknown number. Here it is. It's probably from Yuki. I immediately tap the screen and answer the phone.
Hello.
こんばんは。
Good evening. I'm glad you decided to call me.
外、車の音が聞こえた。
Yeah, I'm heading home now.
ごめんなさい。電話していいか確認するべきだった。かけ直す。
No, it's fine. Let's talk.
I start to walk and talk. I better hurry home. No, actually, the park is closer. Should be quiet around this hour.
Are you at home?
ええ、私の部屋。あなたの言葉、理解した。
So that means...
帰宅したら、私の部屋に見知らぬアクセサリーがあったの。シルバーリング、手に取って、すべて理解した。これが生異物ね。
Yeah, it is.
So, her artifact is jewelry too. A ring, huh? The fact that she's so quick to speak up must mean she trusts me. Or maybe it's just she's still confused and less on guard. If Yuki had come to a more in-character conclusion after all that time, she would have been on her guard and this little interaction wouldn't be happening right now. It's a small success, but a good sign of things to come.
Do you understand your power as well?
ええ、おぼろげに。
You've been chosen by the relic, the artifact. We chosen ones are called users.
俺たち、他にもいるの？
Well, there are, but they won't be joining the Valhalla Society until later. Right now, it's just me. Of course, there aren't just friends out there, but foes as well.
敵と戦うために、私の力が必要。
Well, yeah, that's why I reached out to you first, Yuki. Or should I say, leader.
リーダー、私が？
Of course. This is an organization you built, after all.
私が。
It's working. Silence falls. She's likely still confused. I sense hesitance from her tone. I reach the park as I'm waiting for Yuki's reply. I sit down on a bench and wait silently until Yuki gathers her thoughts.
本来は、私があなたをバルハラソサイエティに誘うはずだった。
Yeah, that's what happened in a different in a different timeline.
別の世界線。あなたは世界を渡ってきたの？私に会うために。
Oh, this is absolutely how a red cannon
Oh yeah.
creates a romantic relationship.
You know, it makes a lot of sense. It's exactly like, oh, what's his name? The one that was sent back in the first Terminator movie.
Kyle Reese.
Yes. So he ends up being John Connor's father.
Yep. Which probably, like, I'm not going to go on a tangent of the Terminator timelines. Because, like, there's that stupid series has so many.
Mhm.
But I still think probably there was an original timeline where he wasn't.
Probably.
And then the timeline got messed up by the once you started having time travel.
Mm-hmm. That would make a lot of sense.
I do like in the series, the TV series, which for some reason nobody watched. It's really good. So much better than most of the movies after too.
Huh, okay.
But I did like how they all have different memories.
Huh.
Like, because, like, if you're from different, like, let's say each person who travels back in time has different memories because they're traveling from a different timeline. So Judgment Day
Oh.
will have happened on a different day, or like different
Different
things, and
circumstances.
yeah, and so it's like that's kind of cool. That's the most logical way to solve all these stupid timeline problems.
That really does make sense because, of course, people would have different memories. Every time
Yeah.
somebody goes back, it affects the timeline and creates a new branching timeline. But it's like this. It very much is.
Mm-hmm. Only my memories. In the alternate timeline, things didn't quite go according to plan, and so, man, how should I put this? I guess, in short, I came back with the memories, my memories, from an alternate timeline so that I could make the future even a little better.
うまくいかなかった。敵に敗れた。
Well, to be frank, yeah, that was one outcome, but we've avoided that. There was an extremely dangerous enemy that we managed to drive away, but we weren't able to defeat them.
倒す方法を探して、あなたは別の世界線に飛んだ。
Well, yeah, that's about the gist of it, I guess. We are future Trunks.
Pretty much, yeah.
You still don't believe me?
一つ聞かせて。
Shoot.
生異物から授かった力に、私はとある名をつけた。答えられる？
The Order.
Aha, we have her now.
私はあなたを信じる。
Thank you.
All right. The first order of business is done. It should be the order of business is done. I managed to gain Yuki's trust. Now comes the crucial part.
The Order.
I've got to learn why Yuki couldn't finish off Iris, and I've got to solve any problem that might be holding her back.
聞きたいことは他にもあるんだけど、
Go ahead, I'm all ears.
It's actually quite horrifying.
ありすぎて何から聞けばいいのか。
Well, in that case, why not ask me in person instead of over the phone? Tomorrow, in fact.
ええ、わかった。
After school at 9 ball sound good?
問題ない。
Okay, see you tomorrow then. I'll tell you everything I know.
ええ、私も考えをまとめておく。
I gotta write down all this headcanon. It's a lot.
Gotcha. Thanks for calling me tonight. See you tomorrow.
待って、最後に。
Huh? Sure.
あなたの名は？
Oh, that. Sorry, I still haven't told you, huh? Kakeru Nimi. Second year at Hakuzen Academy.
2年。同い年なのね。
Oh, you'd be right.
わかった。ありがとう。それじゃあね。おやすみなさい、新見くん。
Oh, sure. Good night.
I end the call and pocket my phone. If my memory serves, I think that's the first time that What?
I was literally about to say that. Yeah.
I think you're right. I think that's the first time that Yuki has ever called me by my name. I feel like she always calls me some varying form of you or something. Huh.
No, I can guarantee she never is called as Nimi-kun.
No, she hasn't. It might be too early to celebrate, but this branch is on the right track. Or at least that's the feeling I get. Things are off to a really good start then. Honestly, things are going smoother than I expected. Oh, and opening credits. I think that might be my favorite intro so far.
It is my favorite.
That was really catchy. I love the animation. Just, wow. Okay.
Really good. It makes sense. Episode 4 is
Yeah.
the last one.
Yeah, the last full
you know.
one. Because I know the new episode's basically just going to be wrapping things up. But wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a shame we won't be able to actually show that intro.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not me reading the line. That's me just realizing that.
Yeah, because they don't like the intros being shown for this series.
No.
So,
No.
oh well. But actually, this is a good place to stop this episode after that really cool intro that we won't be able to show. So we are off to a strong start. We got a whole new timeline started, and right off the bat, approaching Yuki with the chunni persona was a brilliant idea. That is exactly what we needed, and it worked pretty much flawlessly. So I mean, we've got her hooked at this point. I'm excited to see how that turns out. I guess I wonder how much of the other branches we're going to be retracing, or if we're kind of going to be able to skip over some of the parts, since it more or less is, I guess, in his mind, following a script. But we've also kind of deviated by befriending Yuki right off the bat, or forming that trust. So I wonder how much that's going to influence the future events that are already part of that script, so to speak.
Well, even, his goal to change from the very foundation, all of the stuff like he said trying to save the guy who lights himself on fire,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
loses control of the artifact, trying to do all of that. So, even he said it's done. Like, if
Mm-hmm.
he succeeds at literally anything, then all his future knowledge is useless
Yeah, pretty
because
much.
he already changed the timeline too much.
Although it could be helpful because he knows things about the personalities of the people he's working with.
Correct.
That could help him, especially with something like Haruka, because it took a long time to build
Hmm.
up the trust and rapport that they have with each other and to get her out of her shell. And I think that's also going to be critical, even if Yuki is the linchpin.
Yes, absolutely. Well, in theory, if we really know how everything's going to happen, we might be able to try and stop Yoichi before he even gets most of his artifacts. Because in theory,
True.
all the people he turns to stone are people he takes artifacts from to gain, power and be powerful. So in theory, starting out, he probably just has the evil eye, and he's not good at using it.
That's true. You're
Not he
right.
wouldn't be yet. So if you could stop him there, then you could change the entire thing.
I think it is safe to assume that he gets Ghost, though, because she is in the opening credits, which leads me to believe that he still will somehow acquire the artifact he needs for the illusory body.
Correct. Or we will somehow.
Oh, yeah, I suppose that's true. We could figure out, because we don't know the origin of each of those artifacts. We don't know which one he started with, but it is safe to assume he started with the evil eye.
Yeah. And then he used it to gain all of his artifacts.
Mm-hmm. Well, cool. We've got a lot of interesting stuff to dig into. I think that's all I've got. Do you have anything else?
No, I'm really hyped to be playing this. It's just a lot of fun.
Me too. I'm excited. I'm super excited about this route. All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we hope to see you in the next one. For now, we are the Bridge Boys, signing off.